baby swell shark has mysteriously hatched at an aquarium in Louisiana where there were only 2 female sharks present, no males. Greg Barrick is the curator of live exhibits at the Shreveport Aquarium. He found the egg and he joins us now for more on this. Greg, thank you. Now, this is an exciting event. Confusing though. Can you tell us about the moment that you found this egg?
Yeah, so I wasn't actually the one that found the egg. It was a previous employee. However, whenever we found it, it happened to be under a rock, which thankfully we found it. And it probably was only there for a month or so. But then we moved it upstairs to our quarantine area, which we were able to watch it as it grew. We started seeing gilling, we started seeing the yolk sac receding, and then we started seeing it rotating in the egg. And then once the egg yolk had receded enough, we actually assisted it with hatching. Sharks can get stuck in their eggs sometimes, so we used some scissors and cut it open very carefully. And then when I opened up the egg, it swam off, and we were super excited to see that.
So it is confusing, of course, because as you say, the egg found in a tank with 2 females. Is that the first time you've seen this happen at the aquarium?
That's the first time that we've seen it happen at our aquarium, yes.
So what are the 2 theories that are forming on how baby Yoko could come to be in those circumstances?
Yeah, so the first theory is going to be parthenogenesis. So parthenogenesis is where basically most of the time it's theorized it's because there's a lack of a viable mate that they're actually going to basically clone themselves. Genetically, it's the same as the mother, and it's how it's going to pass on down the generations. The other leading theory is delayed fertilization. However, with delayed fertilization, it did encounter a male. It just held on to a gamete packet for an extended period of time.
And so a DNA test will confirm this, is that right?
Yes. So we do need Yoko to be a bit larger to have a blood draw. That's going to be what really confirms it or denies it. Once we have a blood draw, we'll do the blood draw on the 2 females that we have because we're not sure which one laid it since we've just found the egg. We didn't witness it come out of the mother. But then once we match those, we can figure out which of the 2 it is.
And will the outcome of that test mean anything in terms of Yoko's health or lifespan?
Parthenogenesis does end up having negative effects on an individual's health just because of that lack of genetic diversity and sometimes the appearance of recessive traits that might have gone unknown due to a dominant trait from a male. So it is possible. If it was delayed fertilization, there'd be no effects. But parthenogenesis, there may be some effects, which we will continue to monitor closely and, of course, provide the best possible healthcare that we can.
What is the scientific value of this case?
So it has been observed before in this particular species, but every single time that we see it, it's so rare that we can corroborate that all into basically a file of this is when this happens, this is what we've kind of understood. And the more that we learn for science, the better, not only to understand all animals in the animal kingdom, but particularly this species and how we can help it, more about its life cycle, and possibly even what we could do to benefit ourselves from it.